Good morning, you amazing folks. Welcome back to One Sober to Another. I'm Wayne. Today's video, we're talking about medications for alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, or however you phrase it. You ready to go? Let's get it. So lately, I've been seeing a lot of traffic on Contrave, aka Naltrexone, Antabuse. I always forget the clinical name of that. However, I'll leave it in the description below. I got experience with both of these, and you might as well. But like most things in life, experiences may differ. The use for these medications is the same thing. Now, did it work for me? When I was in the substance abuse counseling, I was prescribed Naltrexone. That's because I asked for medications simply because I knew that I could not stop drinking on my own, and anything that could help me kind of curb the cravings or to stop them altogether was something that I badly needed. So I was prescribed Naltrexone. Now, what happened with Naltrexone? For me, this medication is supposed to stop your cravings or curb them at least. And me being the alcoholic that I was, took that challenge. I said, you know what? And I don't recommend this, by the way. I said, you know what? I bet I could drink over this. And so I did. Downfall to that is that I drank more. I drank more in order to get over the hump of what Naltrexone was intended for. Now, this is also used for weight loss. And the reason is because it speeds up your metabolism. And now, if I'm like incorrect or off base, drop those comments below, because I'm not a doctor, psychiatrist, counselor, or any of that. So my experience is my own. It's limited to what I know about it. For me, I drank over this, and I had to drink more and more and more in order to get past what the medication was actually doing. And you might ask yourself, Wayne, why the heck were you taking it in the first place if you intended on drinking over it? Well, I didn't exactly intend on drinking over Naltrexone. But my alcoholic mind, the rewiring of my brain said, you know what? You could get over this one too. This doesn't have to be your game stopper, so to speak. And so I drank over it. But like I said, I had to drink double the amount, and I had to drink almost all the time in order to still get that feeling that I had before. And if you're an alcoholic like me, you know exactly what that feeling is. And if so, do that daggone thing. Drop that right there. A lot of us are in the same boat to where our alcoholism takes over, and we challenge ourselves to get drunker and drunker, which is totally defeative and totally, against like stopping drinking. But that's what I did. And so I took these medications in order to get through the counseling. If I could prove that that medication was in my bloodstream, I could prove that I was doing work in order to get out of it. Now, that's not smart, folks. There's a lot of adverse effects that could happen. So I did that. I drank over it, and the Naltrexone did what it was supposed to do. It did kind of take away the pleasurable effect that I was getting from drinking. And like I said, I had to drink more and more in order to get past it. And it was just what it was for me. Now, I don't know what it is for you folks. Let me know in the comments. As far as Antabuse, I do not recommend trying to challenge yourself in order to drink over this medication. My understanding for this medication is that most psychiatrists will not prescribe it unless it's a last resort. The reason is, folks, is because Antabuse will induce vomiting, induce accelerated heart rate, and pump the alcohol out of your system as fast as possible. And that means everything: vomiting, diarrhea, all of that. What happened to me, folks, is I decided to drink on top of Antabuse. And again, that clinical name is down below in the description. I decided to drink on top of this. And folks, let me tell you, it could be a great medication if people use it the correct way. And for me, being the person that I was at the time, being the alcoholic that I was going to take that challenge and I was going to drink over it. And what happened was almost certain death. I would muster about 6 beers total. And not only be violently ill, but borderline on a heart attack. My heart would throb through my chest. My temperature would elevate to a place that I don't think I've ever been in my lifetime. And, when I broke this, when I shattered my wrist, I got a temperature of about 103 degrees, 104 degrees. And I was in, the delirium state and everything else. But on Antabuse and drinking over it, I'm pretty sure that was near certain death. And I was literally curling on my floor in sweats with my heart pounding through my chest and broke out in hives. My temperature was super elevated and nobody was around that could possibly help me because I was not smart, and my alcoholism told me that I could take this challenge, and my alcoholism said that you could get over this hump just like you did with the Naltrexone. Folks, I didn't make it very far with that, and I tried. I literally, and this is the insanity of alcoholism, folks. I tried night after night to drink on top of this medication, knowing what it was doing to me and knowing the adverse reactions that I was getting, but I still needed to get drunk. And that is the conundrum, the irony, the insanity, however you want to put it in your mind, of alcoholism. These two medications, Naltrexone and Antabuse, can be wonders for some kind of drinkers. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I really don't. So if it does, let me know in the comments. If it doesn't, let me know that too, because there's a lot of people out there that say, I can beat this. I can still get drunk, and I can still fake the counselors or fool the counselors, and I can still fool the courts and everything else, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in order to prove that I can get my kids back, or prove that, I'm not drinking anymore, or whatever the case is. But know this. There are daggone blood tests, folks. And so if you think that you're fooling somebody, you're absolutely wrong. But that's again, the insanity of this disease. Folks, everything we do in our lives count for that period of time. So when I got sober, I knew that the things I do in my 24-hour period matter. And if I were, in hindsight, I guess you could say, if I had used the Naltrexone and the Antabuse the correct way, wanted to get sober during that time, I'm pretty sure that they would have been effective. If you are on these medications and you're trying them, let me know what your experience is, because there's some folks who are thinking about it, and your comments can help them make that decision if it's right for them or not. For me, this alcoholic, the only answer is to stop drinking in the first place. And it wasn't easy. I'm here to tell you, it wasn't easy. I went through using those medications, and I went through the counseling, and I went through rehab and everything else. And I still found myself in my last relapse that almost killed me. And it took for me to have that desire to actually stop drinking for everything to actually work. And like I said, what I do in these 24 hours matters, and what you do in your 24 hours matters to your well-being, your mental health. And when you learn to love yourself and you learn to appreciate yourself, and that sounds cliche, but it's absolutely true. You won't need the alcohol to get through your day, and you won't need the drunk, and you won't need the high in order to deal with your traumas. If you decide to use these medications in order to help you stop drinking, or help you quit drinking, or help you lose weight, or whatever, use them smartly. If you find yourself in a position that I was when I was using Antabuse, get medical attention immediately, because you could die like on the spot. No poopies. That's absolutely true. And I'm here to say, folks, that daggone life, it is a garden. And if you need some help, reach out to me. My email is right there, onesobertoanother@gmail.com. And I will definitely see what I can do. If you're interested in being in any of these videos, or if you want to share your story or your experiences, let me know, because that's what we're here for, to share our experience, strength, and hope with each other in hopes that it could be help for you. It is help for me. Life is a garden, like I said. Dig it. Thank you to everybody out there. Much love, and I'll see you in the next one. You have a great day. Bye-bye.